everyone. Welcome back to another session from the Insights webinar, from where we present different topics related with data and AI and things that are relevant for any data analysts, data engineers, and also now we're starting with the AI engineers generation. So if you want to experiment around this area, so those webinars will be for you to be able to experiment, learn, and get more your sense around what is happening in the industry. Okay, my name is Ramon. I am from Excelling BI. I have founded this company 2 years ago, and since then I've been helping companies and people to do more with their data. Nowadays there's a big hype for AI things, AI products, AI system, AI technology, but this is a great revolution time for data as well. So this is why it's so interconnected. So if you hear me to say a lot of AI, it's just because it's so interconnected that we'll see more and more data crossing the path with AI. All right. So that is what you will see probably quite often me speaking about AI, mention things about AI, or saying what is the importance from data into the AI world. So without further ado, let's start with the presentation. I have prepared a presentation for you. And if you have seen the title of this webinar, this is about data warehouse, how to build a lean data warehouse. All right. So it's just not building a simple data warehouse, it's building a lean one. Okay. So just be with me. I will be sharing you my screen. And go here to Windows and then here. All right. So now you should be able to see the right screen. Let's go to the page 1. We're just doing some review. All right, here we are. So today is about how to build a lean data warehouse. All right. If you're not familiar with a data warehouse is the place where we store our organized data in companies and our businesses, especially if you have multiple systems that the data lives in multiple places. Data warehouse is a place from where you can centralize this information. In the past, or still some companies, they used to have their own SQL databases, their own databases, but nowadays most of the companies, they moved already to the cloud or something like a more unified data layer platform like a Snowflake, Fabric, or Databricks. So if you're in a company that prefer to using something like Databricks or something like a Snowflake, this is still for you. But there are other options like BigQuery, Azure, or different data platforms that can serve you as the same for the purpose to centralize your information. The good thing of building a data warehouse in the cloud is that you ensure that the security is in place. I think it's more secure nowadays, and also it's more stable. So this is a great alternative. So I will be reviewing this shortly, so be with me. So let's start. The thing that I want to discuss with you is also why most of the report problem and insight problem that we have is not because of the technology that we use to build those reportings. It's basically because sometimes the data is not that accurate, and that happens in the different stage of the ingestion from your data warehouse. So this is what we'll be reviewing today. This presentation should last for around 30 to 45 minutes, and I hope that you enjoy it. As I mentioned to you before, my name is Ramon. I'm founder from Excelling BI. It's a New Zealand company. However, we serve companies from around the world. And we've been lucky to be serving companies in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Latin America, in North America as well. So if you are being willing to experiment more with us, feel free to contact us. Just send an email to contact@excellingbi.com and I will be more than happy to help. I am originally from Chile. I've been working in this technology and data space for the last 15 years, so I have a bit of experience and I've been able to experiment. But one of the things that I enjoy most is empower people and organization to do more with the current technologies. So we'll be speaking about the foundation first, and then we'll be speaking about the Medallion architecture. Probably if you have been in the data space, you have heard about Medallion architecture, but if you don't, this is a good opportunity also to see it or refresh it. And I will show you as well how this applies for Power BI and Fabric. Power BI is the main tool that we use to create dashboards. That is why the importance to create a nice and neat data warehouse. As I mentioned to you, most of the time the report breaks and doesn't work that well, not because you haven't built a proper dashboard. It's because sometimes the data didn't refresh in the background. There are data ingested by the Excel files that hasn't been imported, or they got corrupted. Sometimes we cannot see clearly where is the revenue from the company. And all those issues happen in data that gets ingested. So that is why the importance to create a proper centralized, a unique source of truth, how we call it as a data warehouse. And also the other thing is, like, even though that you have a proper ETL that put the data into the data warehouse, sometimes those processes are not automated, and sometimes it relies on someone to refresh those tables. And if that person got sick or have any problem, and you will find it out that you are not receiving the latest data, up-to-date data, so it's a big risk for you to rely on that. So that is the importance of automation as well in data warehouse. And the last thing is the new system. It should be in time for the stack that you are creating. It should be compatible along the way, because in that way you can evolve within the time. Nowadays, most of the data warehouse are built in different programming languages, but I say that the most common is Python, because it's more interoperable between the different data warehouse. But also Snowflake has something more advanced with SQL, from where you can pull data, read files using sort of like a variant from SQL. But I will say that Python is the safest way to build something that you can migrate to different data warehouse. But nowadays, solution like containerization, like Docker, it will allow you to move your solution from one place to another. So if you use a specific product, for example, from Snowflake or Databricks, then it will be a bit hard for you to do the migration. But if you build everything in a container like a Docker Python scripts, then it will be easy for you to just drag and drop it from one place to another. So the intention to building a data warehouse is, as I just mentioned you before, is to have a single source of truth, and also having automated ETL or ELT pipelines. There is a word in there, because something there is a convention that we should be doing ELT or ETL, and this has been a big discussion in the last few years, because ETL means you extract the data, then you transform it into a staging place, and then you load it. But nowadays there's also a convention that do extraction, a load, and then a transformation for your dashboard, for your analytics tool that you're using. This thing means that you just do an ELT, means you just dump all the information and then you keep and store everything. And the ETL is you just do what you will be using, and all the rest you remove it. So it's a different kind of concepts. I'm more intended to be in the ETL space, but I've been facing challenges that someone would like to add a new column, and then you found that you never store that column. But so to be able to get that column from now onwards, and if you wanted to bring it back from 3 years ago, you will need to do a rerun from the whole process. So that is, I think I will tend to say that for now onward, I think that dumping all the data and storing everything, it could be a smarter idea, but also will depend principally in the architecture and the kind of company do you, or how big is the information, because also you can end up to having a lot of storage. But I found that the expensive thing on the warehouse is not the storage itself, it's the process, the compute. So probably it's something to evaluate for you, okay? And also, as I just mentioned to you, the Medallion architecture is made from bronze, silver, and gold stages. I will show you this in a second. And lastly, having the dream world of a star schema at the core of the Power BI is the most lighter, and also make the reports really nice to use. The star schema has been for a long time in the discussion. Nowadays, I feel it's the much easier way to use them to build dashboard and semantic models. However, there is a thing within the AI world that's saying that the star schema are not fit for purpose for this kind of operation. Actually, Power BI just launched a new relationship between tables. I cannot remember the name, but it's something that you can relate multiple tables in a different way. For example, one order, it should be part of one invoice, and then you make those relationships more in the context rather than surrogate keys. Be with me, I will show you this in a second as well. So let's start with the presentation. So the fourth step that you should start to carry over if you are building a data warehouse is to map your sources, understand where your sources come from. For example, your sources come from a CRM, an ERP, or it comes from an Excel sheet. Not ideally, but something just the case. And just start to map, okay? Put in a picture where your data comes from. Okay, I just will show you this quickly. For example, in here, I can see from where my data comes from. Okay, this is an architecture that I built for a data warehouse. Then landing into bronze, as you remember, the medallion architecture stands in two categories, in bronze, silver, and gold. The first one is to load the data in raw format, okay? Without any transformation, you just pull the data from the API and you save it into your bronze stage. If you need to create insights really quickly, probably you will need to start to use from the data from here. It's not ideally, but something you have to do on the go, and this is the first stage from where you start. Then you move into a silver layer, which is to create a standardization of the data. You put it in the right tables, you put it in the right context, and then we create the silver layer. Okay, it's a clean and more neat data view. Okay, it's already transformed. And lastly, we have the gold, which is demand facts with the right views that we can just use directly into our semantic models. This is the gold standard as it can be seen. And sometimes nowadays it's not that hard to get there, because with bytecoding we can end up into this layer quite quickly. But it's really important for you to understand a bit of data modeling and to be able to understand how you will be articulating this data to be able to make it work as it's supposed to work. So those are the three stages from the four steps that you need to follow to create your data warehouse. And here are the three layers, as I just mentioned before. The source is connected, and then we have the raw, the silver, and the gold, okay, which is the raw data, the clean data, and then the star schema. That is the latest one. What it means that to create a lean data warehouse means that you are really conscious in the data that you're building, and also you are not getting data for the sake of getting data. You just don't do a full dump. You create a data that is served in a silver plate to someone. It's really easy to understand, it's really easy to digest. So this is important for you, because also speaking about your reputation as a data engineer, which kind of products that you are building to others serve their analytics insights. And even the better that you create, AI will read them much easier as well. And when we have the raw data, that means that come from generally from an API, and sometimes you doesn't know how it's structured, you just dump the data. But here, for example, you can see an example of a raw table. For example, you have the order ID, the customer number, the product description, the sale date, the amount, and the notes. But if we would like to move it into a goal standard, a goal layer, we should be putting with surrogate keys. Surrogate keys are the elements that we use it to interconnect different tables, and those surrogate keys normally are in the order of integers. Okay, normally they are just numbers. Then instead of having a product number here or product ID with letters, we'll have a product key with surrogate keys, which is will be an integer. The reason why we use integers, probably will explain you to that later, but it's to make the connections much faster. If we use bar chart, if we use letters, this will make to work much slower, and also it will make the tables a bit more heavier. So having the keys in integer, it makes things to work faster. And then in the fact cell, for example, we have the revenue, the quantity, and the things that are attributed to the transaction itself. Okay. I have other videos explaining more about the star schema, so probably if you want to know and learn more about data modeling, check out my YouTube channel. Just visit to excelmbi.com, and then you will be able to find my YouTube channel. One of the things and rules that I would recommend you to follow to create a business ready and production ready warehouse is never skip the browse, never transform the data and do everything in the script. So I would recommend you to download the data, put it somewhere, and then transform it. Because, for example, if the job crashed and you would like to do an investigation, you will be able to see where you got in the data that was stamped into the raw stage, okay, in the bronze layer. So it's really important for you, never skip that stage. Don't tend to go directly into gold, because something you will miss the step, okay, you will miss the point, and also it will be really hard for troubleshoot. As I mentioned to you before as well, another super important role is to automate every refresh. Don't rely in that you will do it every day or once a week or once a month. So automate it. You have the tools available, either if you are using your own computer, or if you are using a server, or if you are using a cloud service, or if you're using Snowflake, Databricks, anything, you will be able to do it, this kind of automation, and it's crucial to do it. So as soon as you deploy, you have to schedule. It's no consideration there. If you're in a testing phase, of course you don't automate, but a testing phase means that nobody is consuming the data anyway. So if you're putting in production, automate it, okay? And the rule number 3 is creating integer keys in the role and the goal stage. The integer keys, it will make you to make much faster connections, and it will integrate directly better to create joins and optimizing and ensuring the maximum speed between the connection between multiple tables, okay? The other thing that we normally forget to create, actually I just did a data warehouse and I forgot to create, is a date table. Ideally, you should have a date table, because this will create a more standardized date format across all your tables. And when you create a fact sales, a fact orders, and fact stock, it is important for you to also create a dimension date from where you will be able to interconnect all of these tables. Sometimes this dim date, it can be reused. For example, you create multiple views, one for the sell date and one for the delivery date, for example, but it's still the same dim date, but you are using it in a different way. So it's important to create one date table. The other thing that is so important, and everyone will love you for that, is to document the model, okay? Create a proper documentation, and then put all the transformation rules, and also to create those kind of diagrams that are able to someone to say, this data doesn't look right, but the reason why it doesn't look right is because this data from here didn't come correctly, all right? So those kind of things will make the things really easy. I will show you this tool in a second as well, all right? And the last thing is to right side of the platform. Don't overkill the kind of size of the platform that you need, but also don't underestimate how big it will grow within the time, okay? If we're using SQL database, you should be able to keep growing within the time and then asking for more storage as you need, because you can set it up flexible growth. But also, if you're using something like Databricks, it's important to understand how much data you will be keeping in the last years, but also how much data you are planning to keep growing. So, because once you get the data, people start to get interested in how much you can do with them, and then people start to ask you to put more fields, and then I can be suddenly increasing twice in just 1 year. So be mind of the things that you're building, and create the right size that you need. Okay, it's like the carpenters, they say like measure twice and chop and cut once. So that is the kind of approach you should have, right? In here, I have what is each. For example, in the first, we have the connection with system. Normally we use APIs, or we can also use shared folders or a FTP, depending on the kind of connections and data variables that we have. Then we have the role layers, from where we have things like tables without organization, but just the raw table. For example, we have we can have a non-standardized product name, for example, lowercase, uppercase. Those are the kind of things that you will see quite normally. And this is the kind of code sample that you use in Python to read that data, all right? And then we pass it on into the next layer, which is the clean layer. And then you will see that we have more granularity into the data that we can view. We have we standardize the column types. We also standardize remove the duplicate. For example, if there were two transactions in the row layers and it was a mistake there, here get some clean it up. And also we start to apply the business rule. For example, the interest rate is calculated based on this formula. Okay, how often a customer leave is based on calculating this formula. What means dormant for this company is calculating this formula. So all those transformations happen in here. And then in the goal start schema, we ended up with will be something ready to ingest into our visualization tool, like a Power BI, Google Looker, or Tableau. Okay. So this is the way how you build the data warehouse. And the other thing that I would like to show you before I go is in this software called mermaid.live, you are able to create diagrams. And the cool thing of those diagrams is that you don't need to portability. So I want to show you, for example, I will just go to create a medallion architecture in mermaid.live. Give me the code. All right. For example, in something like ChatGPT or Claude, you can ask for this code. This tool, mermaid.live, allows you to put code here, and it renders it into a nice and beautiful diagram. Okay, you can even change the colors. These kind of diagrams, it will help you to picture from where the data comes from. For example, if you have multiple sources with different IPs, or the job gets kicked at a certain time, here you will be able to picture it, and that way someone will be able to analyze it. For example, here it created me the code, but it rendered it right away. So instead of that, I just want the code. I will just copy this code, and I will paste it here. So as you can see in here, it created a medallion code, but I'm used to see it horizontal. Put the diagram ingestion horizontal. This is just an example. Of course, your data sources will be different, but this is what I want to show you, that in a tool like Mermaid, you can do easily and faster diagrams. Sometimes I use things like Visio, but this is quite hard nowadays to create. But within those tools, it's so much easy to just use it. So here with me, here we go. Yeah, here is from where the data comes from, and then where the data lands, where the silver layer is created. So as you can see, I just put some prompting in ChatGPT, and it created me this code from where I've been able to connect it in here. This tool, mermaid.live, is free and it's really cool, and then you can even connect it with GitHub. So if you are creating data warehouse, the documentation is key. So remember to use a tool like this, and also be free to use AI tools, as long as, of course, you don't put tokens or you don't put sensitive information for the organization. Okay, so I hope that you got clear what a lean data warehouse is. And I hope that this foundation, it will help you to understand better what the business needs. The reason that sometimes the business needs insights, but without this data warehouse, you will find that it's really hard, not to just say a pain, to create insights. Having the data well structured will be a dream to work with. So I recommend you 100%, whatever that you have the chance, create a data warehouse, enable you create a nice dashboard, nice visualization, and today you will be creating nice AI agents to be able to answer the business question. So I would like to appreciate the time that you spent watching this video and listening to this presentation. I hope that you enjoy it and you connect for the next webinar. So if you would like to come along and connect to any live webinar, feel free to come, and we'll be normally we go live every 2 weeks. Just go to our website, excelMBI/learn, and then you will find those free webinars where you can register. From now onward, I just scheduled the webinar for the next semester in New Zealand, and I hope that you are signing up, and then you will be presenting more useful cases and experiences that I got from the field, and I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you, everyone, and I hope that you enjoy it, and I see you in the next session. Bye.